What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course, and we have a couple of super overstable distance drivers, and I know we're not on the normal starting hole. When you come here on a weekend, fishermen decide that they can be right in the middle of the fairway, when if they move 20 feet to the right, they're in the same fishing spot and it's not in the way of the fairway. But whatever, we're gonna throw here instead. We are pairing up the Panic that's been in the bag versus the brand new Tour Series Eagle McMahon Plasma Dimension. As far as parting line goes, the Dimension might actually have a lower parting line, but it's a 14.5 speed. You can see the massive difference in rim size. I don't know if I can throw a 14.5 speed. I've never even tried. There's only one way to find out. So let's go ahead and start. We're gonna go backhand flex. We're gonna go Panic first. Put it out there on an Annie, and see when it flexes. Well, hopefully I'm on the backside of the grass. With the Dimension, it says plasma. It kind of feels like it might be plasma soft. So, or maybe it's just really warm out. That is extremely usable, and that might be the perfect stability. I don't know if I like the rim size yet, but the stability is almost perfect. So that is 1 point for the Dimension. The Panic was, well, it's Neutron, and you know my thoughts on Neutron. It's not as bad because it's a big rim driver, but it's still Neutron. I also think it might be more stable. I really do. It's interesting because this is like a size and a half larger. It's really difficult to see if it slopes down more aggressively or not. I'm not sure. But it does have the first point and it has the box. Let's go big here. Try to recreate the shot from the last hole. It seemed to work out pretty well. Okay, more Annie on the Panic. Okay, wow. I guess Dimension takes 2 points. With as big as that rim is, I think it'll be throwable because of how soft that plasma feels. It's gotta be plasma soft. There's no other way it's that gummy. Anyways, I've got some digging to do. I will catch you guys in a minute. The people moved, so we can actually use this tee pad now. The Dimension is flying more like a PD2 and less like a Panic than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be very similar to Panic, but it's actually giving a lot more glide and a lot more push than I was getting out of the Panic. I'm not sure if that's what I want, but it is really cool. Yeah, okay, and now gotta flex this Panic. Okay, so it could be today, but I am throwing the Dimension better than I'm throwing the Panic. I'm not throwing either one great, but I'm throwing the Dimension better. So it is 3 points right now that the Panic is just scrounging its way through the course. Now comes one of the more important tests. Can I throw a 14.5 speed on a forehand and have any type of accuracy? I'm not sure. This feels too big, but I'm gonna try it. I'd say results may vary, but I got it out. I think on the forehand I'd have better control over the panic, but also, do you know how many times I pulled out and threw the panic while the panic was in my bag and not the PD2s? Maybe twice. And it's been what, a month and a half, 2 months almost? It's not windy enough to need that. So I need the straighter pushing option for right now. Panic might come back in for winter or fall or spring when it's windy. But in the summer like this, when there's so many leaves everywhere and there's almost no wind, give me the straighter, easier to get distance option that's still wildly overstable. So the thing that Dimension is doing that you're not going to see out of a destroyer, or most, if you're throwing a destroyer and it's doing what you want it to do, the Dimension's not going to flip up. I've thrown it hard and flat, did not get a single ounce. I torqued it, tried to get it to roll a little bit, and it just stayed laser beam flat and then faded. It's not a dumpy fade, but it's also not a push. It is kind of pushing, because on hole 1, when I threw it on the backhand, what you didn't see was when I went up to go get it, it was about 50 feet farther than a PD2 or the panic would have been if they'd been on the same line. So somehow, maybe it's the faster wing rim, it's just getting there faster, so it's doing the same shot shape, but because it's faster, it gets there sooner, so it goes further. Theoretically speaking, that might be what's happening. As far as points are concerned, the Eagle McMahon Dimension is at 3 points. The Panic is at 1 point, and we're gonna close it out with 5 holes today. It is really hot, but I do wanna say this. I'm not saying that the Panic isn't usable. It's extremely usable. I can use it. I just haven't had the need to use a disc that's that overstable, because in the summer we've gotten 10, 15, maybe 20 mile an hour winds, gusting up to about 30, instead of the winter where it was staying at 20 to 30, gusting to like 40 to 50. You need that extra overstable. Here, I'm trying to get a little bit more distance, so maybe the Dimension is the right play for the summer. So we're gonna stick the Dimension in the bag, take the Panic out, and see how it works. Let's go backhand flex. Panic has the box on the last hole. Hopefully I can actually get a good flex here. That's nose up, that's terrible. All right, I actually have a good shot here, bro. Please. Still nose up, but it is gonna go further. Because, well, it's just a faster rim disc, so even if they follow the exact same trajectory, one of them is gonna get there sooner, so it's gonna go a little bit further. Does that give it more glide? Does that give it more push? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're gonna call that. I think I'm just gonna say that it's just faster. But I do want to get to learn that Dimension a little bit better, so I'm excited that it won the battle. We'll see if 14.5 speed bites me in the end, but hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.